Hello and welcome to So You Think You're Awake, the show about life transformation through dream interpretation. I'm Michael Sheridan. On this show, I reveal your potential and the obstacles you need to overcome. I'm very specific. I reveal your superpowers and the bumps in life that are holding you back. These bumps are not in the way, they are the way. And that's what every dream is all about. Showing you how the bumps in life, the things that you think are holding you back, are actually the catalyst for your growth, and so you have to deal with them. And we see that over and over again. Remind you that you can get a dictionary that you can use to interpret your own dreams on my website if you go to dream-analysis.com, and you can also submit your dreams to the show, and I absolutely need that. So go to the website, click on the links and send me your dreams. You can also ask to be notified about episodes of the show as I add them to the archives, and they're added every Monday. So even though they're not on YouTube regularly, but they do all eventually get added, they all get added to my website on the Monday. So what have we got lined up for you? Well, we have plenty of dreams on the show, but we also have 2 interviews from students who are doing my current mentorship course. You know what is interesting is we're looking for support material for the next version of the course, which is starting at the end of this month, actually, February 28th. So if you're interested in that, do contact me. But Sandy, my wife, was listening to some of the older shows and transcribing some of the details. And the speed I used to talk at was, even I noticed it, which is kind of funny. So that means I've really slowed down for an Irishman. Like we definitely talk faster. Of course, we don't notice it. We just notice Americans talk slower. But it was a conscious choice I had to make to slow down so people could understand me. And after every show at the beginning, when the show started in 2014, my wife would just say, "You need to talk slower. Need to talk slower." I think I have it now. So if you think this is fast, this is me on half speed. So I got 2 dreams from Joyce. She actually used, that's her pseudonym, and she says, I finally got the pseudonyms figured out, which is kind of funny. But she gives 2 dreams. One is nice and the other is pretty horrific. Well, the details behind the dream is horrific, and that's the one I'm going to start the show with. And her comments, well, let's stay with the dream. She says, it's recurring dreams of my ex-husband. She says, I'm still dreaming of being utterly miserable married to the ex. Often he is trying to remodel the house, and daily interaction with him is unbearable in both the dream and in real life. And that's really all she says. She says, at first these dreams produced night terrors. I would wake up so grateful to be broke and alone. Then the dreams lost that emotional punch, and now I feel frustration that I cannot get rid of the ex in these dreams. She asks, is it true that I have yet to forgive him for the part he played in my son Charles's death? In real life, my ex was brutal. He took Charles's head and smashed it into the floor while I was taking the other children places. I found out later, concussions often lead to suicidality, which is how we lost Charles. And she goes on and on about more things that the ex did. And it's absolutely horrific. So why would you dream of somebody like that? Very good question. What would it be about? Well, it means that you're still carrying the influences of that relationship and giving everything that happened and everything that you say, and this is only the tip of the iceberg, it's not surprising. Can you do something about that? Absolutely. That's what my signature course is all about. It isn't that you erase the memory of these things, but you take away the pain and the emotional trauma that goes with it. And so it can be done. And it's comparable really to people who were in concentration camps during World War II. Yes, the camps were real, for those people who wonder. But they had idyllic dreams during their times in the concentration camps. But for the people who survived when they were released, their dreams pretty quickly turned into being back there. And, this was en masse. And so this is how it works for us. When we're in the middle of a trauma, our dreams are not going to say, hey, deal with this trauma. That would make no sense because you're still suffering it. It's afterwards when you're in a space that you are able to deal with it, then you have the dreams that say, now is the time to deal with it. So the fact that you're having the dreams is very encouraging, even though they're horrific to you, and I know they've eased over time, but it's because you're having the dreams, we know that you can do something to improve it even further. And you do say that you had a domestic violence marriage in a patriarchal cult. You don't give the details about the cult. You tried to get support when your oldest son was a toddler. That's a different son. And the social worker threatened to take him away because I was staying in a dangerous situation. And it took 25 years to get out in 2008. And that's one thing I see over and over again. And it's not just in America. But Child Protective Services do a pretty dismal job. A lot of people that do the work don't actually have the training. It's like you get a qualification and you apply for a job and you get a job, but that qualification doesn't make you good at that job. It should be a position that you need to earn and work your way into by having respect from the people that you're going to be helping and from other people. Because I know people who are under investigation by CPS and committed suicide. It's and the questions that they will ask people around you are extremely inappropriate about the people they're asking about, and they seem to work with impunity. If they're responsible for somebody's death that I know of, and they didn't have to answer to that whatsoever. He committed suicide on the day that their findings were to be released. And then they never released their findings. And they don't have to say to anybody anything about it or face anybody. And that's just wrong. And so in your situation, they taught you don't reach out for help because we aren't going to help you. We're going to cause more trauma in your life. How does that make sense? So my heart goes out to you. I did speak to Joyce on the phone or on a Zoom call. Anybody whose dreams I do on the show is welcome to contact me and have a personal one-to-one. And so these dreams Joyce sent in after that. But I feel really bad for the situation you went through. And it's very encouraging, though, that your dreams have improved, and you can still improve even more based on the fact that you're still having these dreams. And the next dream I'm going to include is also from Joyce, and it's a much lighter one. And we can see why this one is important. And she's playing around with the pseudonyms, and she calls herself Mrs. Weasley in this one. And I assume that's from Harry Potter. Yeah, very good. She's in her comments, she says, I take mediumship classes. I'm making some progress, but cannot imagine receiving an award for such a thing. At the rate of progress, it would be years before I was ready to read for anyone else that also wasn't practicing for mediumship. Okay, and here's the dream. I dreamed I was in a mediumship practice group. I was awarded a beautiful trophy that looked like a pristine, refined version of a goblet of fire from Harry Potter, which is why the Mrs. Weasley. The goblet was the most beautiful, clear green. The metal was a hybrid of gold and silver. It was so bright I could not tell if it was silver or gold. It felt so natural to be receiving the award. Okay, and so this is interesting because I already had recorded an interview with Margherita, one of the students on my course, and she is now doing paid readings for clients and doing them at a student rate, but still doing paid readings for clients. You'd swear that I had paid you to send this dream in. But what about your dream? Your dream says, look, you're definitely going to get there because you get this trophy. You feel like you're not going to get there. Don't worry about it. The goblet of fire, I don't remember what that is in Harry Potter, but I know there was a goblet of fire. So you look for, did it represent knowledge? What did it represent? Because it's saying that you've got that in your hand. Fire is usually about the heart in dreams. So it's about femininity and connection through the heart. And you even say it was a beautiful clear green, which is also a color for the heart. And I like the word clear along with channeling. because that says your channeling is going to be clear because your heart's open, and that's really how we make the connection. I mean, there's more to it than that, but or it takes both male and female energy, but really the connection with the divine is through the female side. And you say it was so bright. That is also really, really good. Really connecting with the light. And then silver and gold. Silver is about intuition and gold is about healing. So it's saying that this channeling is going to be extremely healing for you. Now, obviously with your son Charles passing, we know why you want to channel. So that obviously adds to the frustration about, will I ever get there? Will I ever get there? But the answer is, from this stream, absolutely, of course you will. And you did ask also, and I have this up above, you say, thank you so much for the inspired work you do. I was trying to find more info about your workshop coming in February, but can't find it on your website. Can you mention exactly where on your website during your show? Okay, so I apologize for that. I will put it on my website. I'll connect it to the courses button. So if it's not there now, it will be by the time you get this from the archives. And that allows me segue into this interview with Margherita. So here we go. On the line now, I have Margherita. She's a student on my current mentorship program. So nearly a year in, near the end. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Margherita, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for
I
having
know
me.
you enough to know your tone does not mean thank you. So, first of all, you are now doing paid readings for clients, and of course, that's one of the promises of the course is that I will teach you how to channel and how to interpret dreams. Do you find it exciting to be at this stage now, to where you're actually doing readings?
Absolutely. It's unbelievable to think that here I was 8 months ago wanting to learn how to channel. And indeed, before I began the course, I was trying to learn to do it on my own. And to think this is where we're at now is unbelievable. And I'm incredibly grateful.
Excellent. And is it something you see yourself doing going forward? Like, are you going to offer this as a service yourself?
Yes, it's something that I hope to be able to offer as a service and establish and create a business from it that would allow me to continue this work. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm going to put a link under this show so people can still book you, because you're still doing it at ridiculously insane student price of $30 for 20 minutes. And you're in Australia. So the time zone is quite different, but it makes it that you are actually, even though you're working midweek, you are offering readings on the weekend for us here in America because of such a massive time difference. And you deserve this, because you get up at 4 a.m. sometimes to join the class. There is such a difference in the time zone. It's I don't know how you stuck it out.
There, the difference in the time zones has been interesting. It's encouraged me to remain dedicated to the course. But it works well for those in America, because the times that I believe I'm offering fit into evening time slots for Americans and weekend time slots. So that should be
Yeah,
good.
it is. It's absolutely perfect. So how are you getting on with doing the readings? Has there been any surprises for you, or are you just enjoying it, like from straight out of the gate, to where your first reading was just like falling off a log, or how did it go for you?
It's been really exciting. It's incredible to think that I can actually get answers that people are resonating with, that's relevant and accurate and fitting to their life and their circumstances. So it's been a lot of fun. And I feel like everybody's really supportive, which makes a huge difference.
Yeah, of course. Could you tell us a little bit about your readings? What do you do in the 20 minutes? Like, can somebody just book a reading and say, I don't have any questions, just tell me something?
Yeah, so basically, I've had various different types of readings already. So you can book an appointment and come with questions ready to go, and I'm able to connect to your spirit guides and channel answers for you. I've also had clients who didn't have anything particular to ask, where I was able just to connect and channel a message for them. And I've also had a client who, by location, wasn't able to schedule an appointment that worked with both of our time zones, whereby I channeled a message for them privately, and then I've been able to email that through to them.
Oh, perfect.
So,
All right. So you've really got to flex your channeling muscles over the last what? It's been nearly 3 weeks. So how many readings have you done in that time? Is it like 15
yeah,
or
I think we've
thereabouts?
reached that.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing your experience. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, just that thank you, because without you and this wonderful and amazing course, I wouldn't be in this position that I am today. So I'm incredibly thankful and grateful to you for this course, and for your ability to teach us in a way that's very encouraging and very supportive. So it's a very
Right.
good course.
Yes, you're welcome. And of course, why do I have you on? I have you on because I'm using this to shamelessly plug the fact that I am launching my next version of the course at the end of February, February 28th. So anybody who's interested in that, there'll also be a link to that at the end of the show. But if you want to get a short reading with Margherita, well, 20 minutes is quite decent, but at a very good price, now's the time that you can get it. And thanks for joining us, Margherita. So Margherita mentions in there, I have to point this out, that she's 8 months into the program. Now the program, she's in the pilot version of the program. The channeling portion is 8 weeks in those 8 months, or well, 11 weeks in those 8 months. So it doesn't take 8 months to learn to channel. Just so that you know that it's it's really important. If you're interested in getting a reading with Margherita, the details will be on my website, dream-analysis.com, on the main page, student readings. You'll see Margherita there. You'll also see Susan Hale there. And maybe we'll have her on too, talking about how she's doing or maybe interpreting a dream. But I really appreciate your support for helping these people move to the next level of what it is they want to do for the rest of their lives, giving channeled readings to people to help them get the messages from their guides. The readings are priced at $30 for 20 minutes. It's a super steal, really, at that price, because they're fully qualified in what they're doing, and you'll really, really enjoy it. Now I have an interview with another student, Maria from Chile, and she's going to interpret a dream for you. Here I'm joined by Maria from Chile. She's actually on vacation and taking time out to join us today. And Maria is going to run through a dream and explain it to you. But Maria actually is a student on my current mentorship program, another student on my current mentorship program. But she also has the extra bonus of being involved in the translation of my book to Spanish some years ago. And she has also translated the dictionary from English to Spanish. So thank you very much, Maria, for that. And that dictionary is going to come out on
My
Amazon,
pleasure.
like pretty soon. Thank you for joining us. Maria, will we just hop into this dream and you can read it out and then you can explain it to the viewers?
Okay. So the dream's title is Being Chased. I am with a large group of people and I am being pursued by two older, heavy women. They get upset because I avoid them, shouting at a guy for help. At one point, I start flying, surprising the onlookers, And as I jump from one table to another to get the steam to get higher than others, they catch me. Bummer. One woman catches me from behind and holds me down. Well, the first thing that caught my attention was the title, Being Chased. So, and it's in the first sentence of the writing of the dream. He's being pursued by two older heavy women, and being pursued is like something from your past that you don't want to turn around and look at it, that you are somehow avoiding it. And he uses that same word in the second sentence. So, and what he's being pursued? He's being pursued by two older heavy women, and he's avoiding these two women. So he's avoiding maybe issues with his mom in the past. And further then he's shouting a guy for help. So as he is avoiding his female side, his mother, his feelings, etc., he is calling for his masculine energy to help him, going up into his brain for help. Okay. The next sentence, then he starts flying. That it's the same. He is going to his mind, his brain, to cope with this, I don't know, avoidance he has. Okay. So he starts flying. A person who can fly in a dream, he can heal from distance, he can hypnotize, and he has a strong intellect that he uses for making his point or giving his information to other people, because other people believe him, and knows what he's talking about. He uses to influence the people, okay? And so he starts flying and he's jumping from one table to another. What this says is that he can jump from one thing to another without problems. In the last sentence, one woman catches me from behind and holds me down. What it's saying this, these are issues with his mother from the past are holding him down, are not letting him fulfill maybe what he has to do in life, and also maybe lowering his vibration. He's also a channel, so maybe he's lowering his vibrations. Sorry, Michael. Because my English sometimes is not very good, but okay.
That's absolutely fine, and I really appreciate you coming on the show and talking in what isn't your native language. But it's also worth pointing out that pretty soon you're going to be running my signature course in Spanish. So anybody who's a native Spanish speaker, and I have lots of people who are on my list, that is waiting for this. The time is coming, like in pretty soon. A course will be offered by Maria in Spanish. You've heard it here, so I can't back out now. And you won't have that difficulty then. I really like the dream. How would you put together? And you've said it, but how would you put together like his gifts? So we have like the large group.
Yeah, it's about spiritual leadership, because he works with groups of people. He's also a channel, and it's seen by the two older heavy women because the two is there. He's a channel, and he is flying, so he has a strong intellect. In all, I think that the resume of the dream is that he has some issues with mom from the past, and he does not want to face them. He's avoiding them. And the woman, the female side, the issues with mom are holding him down to make his gifts just pop.
Yeah. So this guy obviously has to deal with the stuff around mom.
Mm.
So now that we've a pause, is there anything else you would want to add to the dream?
He's a spiritual leader, and he's meant to influence groups of people. And he must do this using his strong intellect and also using his channeling that will allow him to know what the people are, what the people problems are, how to solve them, and the three gifts are meant to be used together. That's
Excellent. It. Yeah. All right. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and giving us time from your vacation, although I'm jealous of where you are. And I have to say this, you had set the camera up in a beautiful spot. There was just beautiful scenery outside the windows, but you were a silhouette. So I asked you to move. And so now we're looking at your kitchen and a picture on the wall behind you, which doesn't do the spot justice whatsoever. So it was looking at the real version of what's in the picture. So
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Thanks a lot, Maria, for coming on. And anybody who's interested in working with Maria, doing a Spanish version of the healing course that I have, I'll talk about that again. All right, take care, Maria. Okay. Bye. Maria said to me after the interview, make sure you do lots of editing and make me look good. I don't need to. Maria is fantastic at what she does. And when you think about the fact that she was analyzing the dream and translating it into English for us so that you could communicate and us understand, I really appreciate that. So my course is coming up on the 28th of February. If you want to find the details, go to my website, dream-analysis.com. If you want to book a reading with one of the students, go there as well, dream-analysis.com, and you can do that. The course, in a nutshell, is going to give you a number of things. And the two prominent ones in it are the ability to channel and the ability to interpret your dreams. And it's best to look at dreams like dreams are the map, the whole map of your life that cover everything, all the terrain, everything. And channeling is like a compass that allows you find your direction on that map. So when you know what to ask your guides, you can ask any questions you want and you're going to get the answers. But the dreams tell you what it is you need to be doing and therefore what questions you need to ask. So there we have it. That's my show for this week. I will see you next week. Thanks very much for tuning in.